Hallo daar. So ons gaan nou aan met I am David. So ons het verlede keer het ons na hierdie opsomming gekyk en nou kyk ons na die opsomming vir hoofstuk 1. Okay, so chapter 1. So David would escape the concentration camp. Why? Because one of the guards helped him. So what did the guard do to help him? The guard would light a match. So that would be the signal. If he sees the guard lighting a match, then he knows that he can go. The electric fence would be switched off, and then he can climb over the fence. So him and the guard has an arrangement. The guard will switch off the fence, the electric fence, and when he lights a match, then David knows, ooh, the fence is off, and then he can go climb over. Okay, then we've got evidence that he was in a concentration camp. So first of all, they talk about the camp. There are searchlights. There was barbed wire. So, and there were guards. There was a guard room. And the people in the camp had to carry identity cards. So that's how we know that he was in a concentration camp. So the searchlights, the barbed wire, guards, the guard room, identity cards, and then people were talking about the camp. Okay, so David didn't trust the guard who wanted to help him escape. So he didn't trust the guard because they were enemies. The guard's job was to keep people in the concentration camp. So he obviously didn't trust them. But he wanted the chance to be free. So David accepted the chance to escape, even though he didn't trust the guard, because he wanted to be free. He wanted to see the world, and he didn't want to go to the next camp. All right. So David didn't trust the guard because they were enemies, and it was the guard's job to keep people in the concentration camp. But he still wanted to be free and see the world and not go to the next camp. So he decided he will take the chance, whether he trusts the guard or not. Okay, David thought that when he escaped, the guards will wait until he's close to the trees. Then they would pick him up with the searchlight, and then they would shoot him. So this is what David thought was going to happen. He didn't trust them. He thought, they are going to wait for me to be so close to freedom, and then they're going to shoot me. But he wanted to take the chance anyway. But then when David got over the fence and he came to the trees, he found the packet that the guard left for him under the tree. And inside that packet, there was bread and water, and a compass, and a pocket knife, and a box of matches. And where was David supposed to go now? So the guard told him to go to Salonika. So think about like salon, salon, selfde soos in Afrikaans, Ika, Salonika. So waar jy maar haar hare gaan doen, na die salon toe. Maar die Ika. And from there, so the guard said he must go to Salonika, and from there take a boat to Italy. And then from Italy, he must go to Denmark. So he must go to the country that has a king, because back then, not all the countries had kings, but Denmark still had a king, which means that Denmark was a free country. So, and the guard knew that he would find his mom there. So it's Salonika, Italy, Denmark. All right. So then David is on his way to Salonika, but when David ran out of bread, he found food at a shepherd's campsite. Okay, so he filled his water bottle and he found food, and then he made it look like a sheep was in the camp, the shepherd's camp, because he didn't want the shepherds to know that he was there, because he's scared that they're going to take him back to the concentration camp. And then we said that Johannes was like a father to David. He was David's confidant and friend. So a confidant, think about the word confident. He made David feel confident about himself. But actually the word confidant means that you trust that person to tell them about what's going on in your life. Okay, so then David found a van and he climbed in the back of the van that went to Salonika. And then when he got to Salonika, he found a boat that went to Italy. On the boat, David ate the bread that he got from the shepherd's camp, and he drank his water. But when his water was finished and he didn't have anything else to drink, he drank the wine, because that's all there was on the ship. And then he got a little bit drunk from the wine, and this one of the sailors found him. So he was found, and a sailor helped him to escape. So what the sailor did is the sailor threw, sorry, let me just fix that. There we go. The sailor threw a life belt in the water, and then David swam to the life belt. And then from there, he swam to the coast of Italy. All right. Then in chapter 2, let's do each chapter in a different video. Then you can watch them as you, if you remember the one, you can go to the other one without skipping around in the video. So that's it for now. See you later for chapter 2.